I had Donaire ahead going into the 11th round. And then I gave Rigondeaux the 11th and 12th round. And that was the fight. I had a 1-point fight. Yeah. But he clearly lost the last 2 rounds, Donaire.
You're an idiot, though, because if you said that, that's what's going on all over social media. The fans think Rigo won by
Excuse me?
The fans think Rigo won by a runaway.
Who?
The fans, because HBO had it a shutout.
Oh, because HBO had it a shutout,
Yeah.
and they listened to that. You know, but understand. What did Letterman say going into the fight? That Rigondeaux was going to win the fight. He's too fast for him, and he was going to win going away. And then when he sees the fight, he sees it the way he predicted.
The man on my right fought a hell of a fight, and all credit to him. I thought it was a tremendous performance by Mr. Lomachenko. So let me turn it over to him.
So it is what it is. I'm happy. I want to say thank you, Bob, Mr. Bob, you, company TopRank, who gave me this second chance. It was unbelievable night for me, for our team. I never forget this night. And see you next time.
Bob, I have a question for you. Steve Kim again, right here, Bob.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of talk of protesting, and I've heard for years about the need for a new generation of judges. Why are certain judges so entrenched year after year?
That's a question that should be asked the commission. They appoint the judges. One side objects to a judge. They generally change them. In this case, they wouldn't change them. It seems sort of strange to me. We have an American fighting the Ukrainian, and all officials are American. I mean, it doesn't happen that way any other place in the world. But again, that's not my pay grade. I'm a promoter, and the commission runs things in Nevada.
I just have one question for Bob and one question for Mr. Lomachenko. Bob, I know it's a tough position for you to be in, but who did you have winning the fight?
What did you say?
Who did you have winning the fight?
I'm a promoter, I'm not a judge. But, you know, everybody around me scored, you know, all the fans around me who were neutral thought it was a pretty one-sided fight for Lomachenko. So everybody was stunned when the judges' scorecards were read. But I'm not going to comment myself because I'm the promoter, and that would be wrong.
This is a question for both Vegas and Vasiliy. What do you hope to achieve from appealing? Is it a rematch you want?
Look, first of all, we're not going to give that rematch. I don't know. It's, right now you're asking a question like what you're going to do. So we don't know. We have to see it. We have to talk to the promoter. We have to see what is available, and we will see.
I think it was the last fight, Haney in 135. I think so.
Vasiliy, we saw the pictures of you in the dressing room crying. Can you talk about how much it hurt to be on the wrong end of those scores?
I just, then I had a speech. I just remember my son today called me 7 times, and every time tell me, hey, and then you. And in this moment, then I remember this moment. It was very hard for me.
What's wrong about crying? You know, when you're happy, you're smiling, you're laughing, everybody says. And if you cry a little bit, it's emotions. So I don't think anything wrong here. I cry sometimes too. I will cry today, later. I don't come.
First of all, I thought you won. I talked to Jorge Linares. He said you won by 2 rounds. Fernando Vargas said you won by 2 rounds. Eddie Reynoso said you won by 2 rounds. How many rounds do you guys think you won by tonight?
I don't know. I can't tell you right now because now it will be not serious from my side because I need to sit down, focus on the fight. To see the fight, and after that I can answer. But in 100%, I don't lose this fight.
Vasiliy, congratulations, man, on a hell of a performance tonight. Where does Devin Haney rank amongst all the fighters you faced in the pros? You know, Linares, Gary Russell, Teofimo. Where does Devin stack up?
You know what? I want to see the fight Ortiz with Haney. It will be very interesting. But if you're talking about Linares, if you're talking about Lopez, for me, they are better than Haney.
Right here in the back, my name is Kyle Davis from the boxing section. Where do you rate, what do you rate Devin Haney's body work tonight?
I think it will be, from his side, it will be a little bit different. But then he starts boxing from first round. He always still continue do the same. And after that, I understand he can change nothing during the fight. He do always his uppercut, right? I think so, yeah, right uppercut. And everybody talking about his jab. So today was not his time. It's a jab.
And you said the following: Lomachenko is technically the best fighter that I have seen since the early Muhammad Ali.
Wow. That is correct.
That's a hot take.
Wow. Yeah, that is correct. Now, take this kid. When he was an amateur, 396 amateur fights against everybody in the world, lost 1, and that fight that he lost, he revenged 4 times. He won 2 Olympic gold medals, 2 amateur world championships. Nobody else has done that. Now he comes into the professional ranks, and in 9 professional fights, he's won 2 world championships. He's the great defensive fighter, but there are other been great defensive fighters. Floyd Mayweather is a great defensive fighter, but Floyd is a defensive fighter. He'll throw enough punches in a round to win the round, but it always goes to the scorecard. Lomachenko is an offensive weapon as well as a defensive fighter, and he's looking all the time for weakness in the opponent. He wants to destroy the opponent, not just win a decision.
Player, Michelle.
Right.
I love getting revenge.
So you talk about two-way player, right? He is. Okay, Bob. He is the LeBron James of boxing.
Yeah, Mama. He didn't say Kawhi. He said LeBron.
Bob, you and I, we were friends.
Bob Arum, take this with all the respect I can give you. My eyeballs just told my brain something that said you skipped a lot of great fighters to go back to Muhammad Ali. Respect.
I like it.
Roy Jones comes to mind in terms of the eye test. And you're saying he's more skilled and even better than Roy Jones?
Yes, because the difference with Roy was an extremely skilled fighter. Roy always looked for the easiest touches in his career. Look at he fought a cab driver. This kid only wants to fight the best. And Roy Jones, a great fighter. And I love Roy. He's a great person, but not as good as Lomachenko. What I sense is that I'm seeing something so special that it will have to be part of history. Look, I've been around great fighters. Without bullshit, you know, there was Lenin and Hagler and And then there was Floyd, you know, who was a hell of a fighter. I've never seen anybody like this. None of them compared to him.
That's also Ali and Pacquiao too?
And even Ali.
And thank you so much.
Can I ask Bob a question? Bob, is Lomachenko one of the best fighters that you've seen since Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray? Still? Mr. Arum?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I knew that when he came with us out of the amateurs. Nobody that I know of had the amateur credentials that Vasiliy Lomachenko had.
And that's
Nobody.
and that's why we want to fight.
And he was able to take those skills and go into the professional ranks with great success.
When you made that comment, that's when we decided that Lomachenko was the fight that we really wanted. You've done a wonderful job with promoting Vasiliy, and when you made that statement as a Hall of Fame promoter, there was no other fight that we wanted as a team. So thank you for making it happen.
No, thank you.
The champ is here. Here he is, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin Haney.
We're not going anywhere, Bill.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Where's Devin?
Now we kick things off for opening comment with the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin Haney.
I just want to say alhamdulillah, thank you Allah for this opportunity. This is all a dream come true. I always dreamed of being on this big stage and just being in big fights and fighting the best fighters in the world. And that's what I did tonight, proved myself. And it feels surreal. All of this is surreal. But I worked hard for this since I was 7 years old. I put my all into this, and it's a blessing that everything has come full circle for me.
Before we get to questions from the media, I want to kick it over to Devin's head trainer and father, Bill Haney.
Takbir! 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 All praises due to Allah. This has been a tremendous night, a great event. Thank you to Bob Arum. Thank you to Jeremy Kriegel, John Hornier, all the guys that were behind the scenes that made this thing happen. It's been 4 years in the making. Shout out to Lomachenko and Team Lomachenko, a tremendous champion, a hell of a father and son duo. But tonight was our night, so I want to give a shout out to them and thank them. He's a hell of a champion and a future Hall of Famer. But tonight, one star has set and one star has risen, and I'm happy to say that the king of the boxing is here. It's Devin Haney. In the words of Teddy Atlas, who told Timothy Bradley one time, you got to be a fireman and you got to go through the fire. And that's just what Devin did. He showed his versatility. He fought the fight that the people wanted to see. Of course, he could have been on his back foot and jabbed and made it a strategy kind of night. But I think he took it to him, man, and I couldn't be no more proud of him.
Thank you, Bill. And now we're going to kick things over to the media for questions. Mike, over on the left.
Mike Oppinger, ESPN. Devin, congratulations on a great victory.
Thank you.
I know it was an unpopular decision for some, but for me, you did amazing body work, and I don't know if a lot of people recognize that. How big do you think the body work was in this fight? Because it looked like Lomachenko's left flank was really red, and then you were digging those right hands in.
Yeah, the body work is what won me to fight tonight. I knew that I had to invest in that body. We watched a lot of tape on him. We knew that he wasn't the biggest fan of body shots, so I stuck to the game plan. Was breaking him down, and that's why I felt like he was fighting in spurts. He would have some good moments during the round, but he he wasn't finishing the whole round strong because he invested in the body.
And you know, were you worried at all about the decision, or were you pretty confident you got to the stool at the end that you won the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that it was a good fight. I was definitely confident that I won the fight, but I knew that it was a close fight. You know, of course, he won rounds. I knew going into the fight that it wouldn't be an easy fight. I had to go through the fire to win. I knew Loma is a crafty veteran, and I couldn't just go in there and just jab and move around, use my distance. I knew that I had to take it to him and fight a fight that you guys haven't seen me ever fight before, and I feel like that's what I did tonight. And me being a fighter, me saying that I'm #1 pound for pound. Some fights, not every fight is going to be pretty. Some fights you got to show versatility and different styles, and that's what's good about me is I can go through the fire, I can box, I can jab, I can invest in the body. I just show that me being a young vet in the game at 24 years old that I have experience in that ring.
And lastly for me, I know 135, you've been making it for a long, long time since you're 16 years old.